This man attacked the girl, but he didn't know she was not alone there. Unfortunately, a person does not always have someone to call for help when he is attacked by criminals due to an absurd accident. People can get into a situation when have little people to depend on them, wait for a miracle to save him. Something terrible could happen to the heroine of this story, but thanks to loyalty of one wild beast, it all ended otherwise what expected. This incident happened in one village of the Kaluga region. There are no more young people living there, mostly single elderly widows or who are over 70. Only grandchildren sometimes came to their grandmothers in the summer to be in nature. Then, the parents sent their girl named Arena here to help with the housework at summer because thanks to fresh air and nature products, the girl grew up strong and healthy. In the grandmother's house, which was located on the very outskirts, animals lived, a little cow, a few chickens, and old cat. But once, another animal appeared in the farm. Somehow, the cat brought it from the forest. The grandmother and the granddaughter thought that this little fluffy animal was a rat at first sight, but when it came close, it turned out that it was a very small in the teeth of the cat. Apparently, she mistook the animal for her kitten. This sometimes happens in cat world. The girl persuaded her grandmother to leave Wild Puppy. She promised to look after him and make sure that the wolf did not do anything wrong and did not harm anyone. All the summer, the child played with this little predator. The cat did not leave them either. She tried to teach the wolf cub how to hunt and play. She considered him as one of her little cubs. The animal easily succumbed to human training and also learned to behave like adult. Since then, Arena began to visit these places much more often to pick up the wolf cub, since it wasn't allowed to her to take him to her apartment in the city. So she tried to come to her grandmother often, at least once a month. Several years have passed. The cub grew up and outwardly was no different from the wild, and only he led himself as an ordinary guard dog. Arena also matured and turned into a young beautiful girl. Somehow, in the middle of the summer, she was returning from the district center road on the last shuttle bus when the street was already beginning to dark. Suddenly, the bus stopped. The driver said that the transport broke down and he will take a very long time to fix it. So he advised the girl to go to the village on foot, since there are only a few kilometers left to go. By this time, the rest of the passengers have already left at the previous stops. Arena listened to the driver advice and went on foot to the village. In a half an hour, she saw in the distance the houses, but suddenly there were car horns from behind a high speed, and the car was a black high SUV. Then the car stopped, and Unfamiliar got out of the car. The girl immediately alerted by the smell of alcohol and evil eyes that did not bode well. The guy offered her to ride with him politely, but our heroine refused. Then the guy got angry and began to grab her by the hands. He dragged Arena into the car and forced to sit quietly, threatening to beat her. He drove the car a little further and turned into the forest. When the guy began to pull out the girl, his victim began to scream loudly. She succeeded to break free and even run a few meters, but the guy still caught up with her. When she almost resigned herself to her fate, something unexpected happened. Big Wild Beast jumped out from the forest and rushed at the man with lightning speed. It was her wolf, as the house was on the outskirts. He heard her cries of his mistress. The beast attacked Rapist and began to rip the man's clothes. He was trying to grab the man by the throat, but he resisted. But the wolf still bit his arm in several places, and the guy's legs were saved by the fact that he managed to get into the car and slammed the door behind him. Touching the trees, the car rushed away. The girl was very lucky that this incident happened to her when she was almost reached her village. Otherwise, the wolf might have not heard her cries. Thanks to the loyalty of this wild predator, the criminal did not succeed in fulfilling his plan. He will probably think 100 times next time before committing such a crime. Here where our story ends, but not our video. Have you ever wondered what are the most loyal animals? Some animals are more faithful to their own kind than others, and we would also look at the most loyal pets you can have. What are the most loyal animals? Let's take a look at what makes these animals so loyal and great as pets. Dogs. Is the dog the most faithful animal in the world? Maybe they'll be. Dogs can be the most trustworthy pets you can have. If they wander off, the majority of dogs will try to find their way back to you. This is also one of the main reasons why dogs are referred to as the best friend of a man. By keeping a puppy, a lot of people keep solitude at the entrance. Usually they would sit quietly waiting for their owner to return in front of a shop, and if you come home from work or school, they will express joy. So why are dogs so loyal to you? The response here is possibly that you frequently feed them. Domesticated dogs have to depend on you to give them food to keep them from running away and vanishing. Ducks. The ducks are incredible. In order to get really young ducklings, you need to raise them yourself. They'd love to snuggle with you, and with your ducklings you can spend a lot of time. They are very social beings, and you're going to be seen as their kin. They have been characterized by people as a combination of puppies and kids. They're playful, and with them you can do a lot of fun things. They enjoy going out in the garden, and they're great with the kids around them. Parrots. If you want him to be faithful, you need an intelligent animal. Parrots are considered to be very intelligent and can even speak and repeat words you utter. They will surely remember you and your friends and family too, often. And when you come home, they will show signs of affection. It's just the perfect way to get home after a hard day at work or training. Another nice thing about parrots is that they used to live a lot longer than other species. Macaws can live up to 80 years. That means that as a baby, you will have it and keep it your entire life. You can learn more about the average animal lifespan here. Some people have claimed that one soulmate among the family would be chosen by their parrot, so let's hope you're fortunate enough to become a favorite of the animals. Cats. Cats can be loyal pets too, but they are more independent and antisocial than dogs. A cat will want to be left alone during parts of the day. Few animals have been bred for domestication and pets as long as cats. That also means that they are far away from the behavior of their wild cousins.